Power crisis. Genco kicks as President Tinubu pays 3.3 trillion naira to clear legacy debt. Now, what is legacy debt? This is a debt that the federal government owes to power generating company, the people who are the ones that generate the power for us. And this debt has spanned for over a decade. That makes it a legacy debt. And now, how does this affect us as Nigerians? Could this be good news or in between? So let's break it down on how this affects us in one way to another as Nigerians. So according to the Minister of Power, as at March 2026, he said Nigerians need the sum of $100 billion. That is multiple trillion nairas. To be able to ensure stability in electricity, both in the upstream, midstream, and in the downstream. And according to Genco says the government owes them 6.8 trillion. But President Tinubu woke up one morning and said, oh, I am paying 3.3 trillion, and that is it, nothing more. So more like the balance is like a bad debt, which is a lot of money. And when you think about it as a Nigerian, we are looking for $100 billion, and we have a debt that we need to pay to these people of 6.8 trillion, and we are only paying 3.3 trillion. That is, from what I see at my own end here, that money is not going to do so much. I don't know if I'm the only one. I don't know if you share a different sentiment or have better information, please drop a comment, because we're here to learn. For me, I feel like we can't afford to do a bad debt right now, because we need all the money that we can, and we need every debt paid, if possible. Anybody who's going to pay, because we need more investors into this sector, right? That's what he's trying to tell us, because we don't have 100 billion naira to invest in our electricity. And the thing that President Tinubu actually promised us, stability in light. And he said, if I don't give you stability in light in the first 4 years, don't vote me in the second time. And as far as I know, this first 4 years is almost out. 2027 is the next election, and we are still complaining about electricity, talking about debt. Last year we actually found out for the first time that Aston Rock also own the power distributing companies, which does not make sense. Then what are we to now complain as citizens? Because me in my own area, I can tell you for a fact that a lot of people are owing debts when it comes to light. The next minute they are climbing pole like there's no tomorrow, or somebody is shifting their wire and responsibility to your own prepaid meter, which does not make sense, and that's bad character. I feel like it's a thing that we need to come together and work together. From government to individuals, we need to pay more of this light, because you cannot afford not to be paying electricity, but also shouting that the government is not providing. You are also one of the problems. Like, I live in Port Harcourt. I have people that live in the waterfront that will brag and tell you, I haven't paid NEPA bill in the next 9 to 10 years. But you that is paying NEPA bill, when you complain, oh, NEPA, electricity, they are fooling you to complain. And it's not their fault, too. In as much as the character is bad, I feel like the people who are in charge of collecting this money are not doing what they're supposed to do to collect this money. They're letting it slide, so it goes. So there are cracks in everywhere when it comes from the government down to us, the individuals. So is this actually good news for us? Yes, you can say this money, if being paid, maybe a little groundwork will start, small repairs here and there, there'll be a little bit of stability. Not much, not something to be bragging about or not something to shout about. But there's no certainty, and it's not anything that we can say is enough to bring in more investors or any other thing. And it's not enough for me to say, for me, I really don't know. Do you think, oh, with this 3.3 trillion that President Tinubu is going to pay, we're going to get more electricity? People can say, oh, their generator is not on, we cannot hear noise. Right now you can hear in my background, I have generator noise. It's everywhere, everybody's using generator. There's not been light for some weeks. It's not been light for some weeks, actually. So you can imagine, is it enough to say with this 3.3 trillion that President Tinubu is paying to them is enough for us to say, okay, for us to have a breather? The board of the electricity distributing companies, the chairman, Madam Joyce, is also complaining, and it's more like what she's trying to say is, it seems they were not asked what the amount of the debt is, because the debt is actually 6.8 trillion. So it's more like the president just woke up one morning and realized that after Mr. Peter Obi, the former presidential candidate, called him out, the next day he It's like, okay, they've called me out, so let me just pay 3.3, and that's all I'm going to pay. And 15 companies have signed up to it. Of course, there was a 501 billion already signed up for the electricity issue. So he's now adding 3.3 trillion adding to it, which still yet. The question now we're supposed to ask ourselves is it enough? Is it enough to guarantee Nigerians to sleep well? And when they wake up the next day, they will go to their offices without putting on the generator, or their businesses. Or when you go out after a stressful day, you can get one cold pure water or cold hot water to drink somewhere, not something hot. It's not like anytime you're going out after the day, it's not like anytime you're going after the day's work, you want to buy cold water. Everywhere is saying, you know, there's no lights. It doesn't make sense. So as Nigerians, we need to do better, working with our government to make sure that these things are in place and stop complaining when we know that we're not paying bills. Please pay your NEPA bill. Anyways, how many of you are tired of working in 9 to 5 just like me? I go to work every day 9 to 5 and I get paid salary at the end of the month. At the end of the year, of the accounting year, the beginning of next year, I calculate how much I've been paid, how much was cut from my yearly salary to pay as taxes. And I begin to ask myself, the economy is not getting any better, the economy is getting worse. My salary is static, it has not increased. It's not because they even had a meeting to say, oh, what are we going to do? Because the economy is affecting both the business owner and we, the staffs. So your salaries cannot be increased automatically like that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. And I begin to ask myself, what can I do to reduce this tax? How can I work 9 to 5 for almost 365 days and keep more of what I have earned? Keep more of what is mine, what my sweat and every other thing, and give government what I want to give to them. But guess what? The government got your back, because the federal government themselves said you have to do just one thing, and that thing is get a life insurance policy. And what is a life insurance policy? It is guarantee, it is certainty, and it gives you privacy. It is a policy you get that nobody even needs to know, and it's a certainty that you get regardless of what the economic situation is. As for me and my loved ones, we decided to take up a savings plan, and you too can do the same for 50 or 100k a month for either 9, 12 or 15 years, depending on how long. As long as you're in 95, or you're going to work a long time and you're going to keep on paying taxes, and you're going to pay taxes for as long as you work. So you can pick up a 9 years, 15 years or a 12 years where these monies are paid out to you 3 times. So if you're taking up a 9-year plan, you have 25% being paid out to you 3 times. I'm talking about 3 years. 3 years, 25%. Second year, 25. Second 3 years, 25%. The last 3 years, you have an opportunity to get 50%. You get the remaining 50% of your money. So if you're taking up a 12-year plan, you have an opportunity to get payments 3 times in 4 years intervals. 15 years, 3 times payment in 5 years intervals. From there, you get a virtual account being opened for you where you get to pay in this money and monitor it by yourself. Then at the end of the year, you ask for a receipt or a certificate like some companies do. You actually file and you submit it to your accounting department so that when you go to file for your company's tax, they also file yours. Inclusive, it comes together. Then at the end of the day, the government says, oh, when I look at this person's account, maybe you're supposed to pay the government 500k depending on what you earn as your salary. But the government will see and say, oh, this person paid about 350 into life insurance, and that is the only life insurance, and the government will only collect 150,000 naira. Because why? You have life insurance. So the government got your back actually. They said the only way you can legally reduce your taxes is if you have a life insurance or annuity. So for more questions, for more comments on the topic we've spoken about today, if you have more questions and more answers and more explanations, a depth knowledge of what we've spoken about earlier, of the topic we spoke about today, please drop a comment, because we're all here to learn. And if you want more information on how to reduce your tax through Leadway Assurance, drop a comment or send me a DM or even send me a WhatsApp message and I'll answer you all around. My name is Texmc-kenze and I'm here to guarantee you your privacy and certainty. I am the person that has the only solution to your financial crisis, whether it is in business, individual, whether it's in a project, student, school, their future, whatever it is, I got you. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe and share.